got to go to ConnectiCon.
Oh boy, howdy did I.
Yeah, I want you to give us the spiel because you had stories for days.
Okay, well,
Yes.
I'm going to preface this with saying that ConnectiCon was one of my favorite conventions that I always look forward to.
Was?
And I don't know what
The heck?
what they were
What
doing
in the
this, what
world?
the hilarious sound effect they were doing this year.
Cue up the person right film.
Okay, but I will give you the quickest rundown first and then get into the specifics. So I had a wonderful time, but that was in spite of instead of because of the way this convention was run. So for those who don't know, most anime conventions have fun late night content, have an informal dance on site, have perhaps screenings of interesting or even adult material at night. I personally run a well-attended and well-loved hentai panel at a lot of conventions.
Shameless plug.
ConnectiCon this year cut all paneling off at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock was the start time of the last paneling. There was no game room. The game room, video games, closed by 9 o'clock. The dealer's room and artist alley closed around 7 o'clock. And there was no on-site informal dance. It got moved to an off-site location that was like above a townie bar. It was just no bueno. It was a good 10, 15-minute walk from the convention. And... don't worry, guys. The tabletop LARP room was open to 2 a.m. Something tells me that those who run this convention have priorities that are maybe a little off-kilter from those who are attending.
Yeah, it does sound like someone had an agenda going in.
Now, another issue was that for those who aren't familiar with the layout of ConnectiCon, there's kind of a plaza area between the Marriott Hotel, which is the main convention hotel, and the convention center itself. This is an area that a lot of people would hang out on during the day, and there's usually cool dance battles. There was one this year. There was like cool, like one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes dancing around. But usually there's a good couple hundred people out there at any given time. This year they made these weird security choke points of you had to flash your badge just to walk up some stairs. You couldn't loiter outside in front of the convention unless you had a badge. Now, a lot of people who go to these cons sometimes will buy like one-day pass to go to what they care about and then hang out with friends. And I understand that from a monetary point, they want to make those monies. But the price went up to about $85 for the weekend, especially if you bought it on site, which is another issue I'll get to in a second. And they increased the price without increasing or even stabilizing their content. So if it's 9 o'clock at night, you're now out of luck. Unless you want to go to this off-site informal dance, there's now no further content other than the tabletop and like card games and LARP rooms. There's nothing being offered to you. So they wanted you to pay more money than ever before for less content. And
It's
they
like
made
Rent in Boston.
Yeah. Oh, boy. And it made everything as difficult as possible, including, for example, my friends waited in line for 5.5 hours on Friday to purchase a badge. They put everybody, both pre-registration and those who had registered on site, in one line in a parking garage that they then split off at the front of the line to go into the two separate areas pre-reg or registration, which was done by people at least 50, 60 years old, booping iPads with a hunt and peck typing method, trying to register people.
Those 56-year-olds love technology.
I mean...
Well, no, CTCon is doing great things for like the prison rehabilitation.
They would do better. Like they would genuinely use technology better. I mean, jokes aside, it was very disheartening.
That sucks,
the septenarians got to come from somewhere. They can't be all playing shuffleboard all day. You got to get them out.
That's no fun. So this was never run this poorly before.
No, this is the convention, for those who may remember from 2 years ago when I attended, that the original Black Power Ranger catapulted himself
drunk,
over
and this
a
is my
couch,
favorite story.
screamed "Go Power Rangers" and smashed a beer can on his head.
So you're anticipating stuff
I'm
like that?
I'm anticipating this crazy shenanigans. Nothing.
Nothing
It was.
good, huh?
I was out on that plaza area at night. There was no one.
That is
That's
like
a zenith.
the holy grail.
It's all
of
downhill
stories,
from there.
though.
I mean, I don't want to just crap all over this con. They had some great celebrities this year. I met John Rhys Davies, who was Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
His head.
I did not, but I was Galadriel, and he was very pleasant to me. And my partner told him that he was his favorite tree. And in his Treebeard voice, he was like, "I am no tree, I am an ant." And it was so good. He totally did the voice, booming.
Awesome.
It was amazing. I high-fived Sean Astin of Toy Soldiers fame.
Toy Soldiers fame.
Toy Soldiers. He was of Encino Man fame.
Encino Man fame.
Watch yourself.
Encino Man.
Spawn of
always be rooted
Gomez
to some of
Adams
us.
himself.
Yeah.
But so there were some really cool celebrities there. They had a lot of good like YouTuber content. I don't know any of these people, but I know a lot of people were really excited about it. They had also, Walter Koenig was there. They had a bunch of different just celebrities from all over. A couple voice actors. Voice of SpongeBob was there. Like really
Tom
cool.
Kenny.
Yeah, like stuff like really
he's also
cool.
Ice King.
Like cool people that
Ice
people
King.
were interested in
Adventure
meeting.
Time.
But even that, they upped the prices on that exponentially. It was like $40 just to like get an autograph on anything.
Yeah, that unnerves me because it seems
Wow.
like, was this new management? Were there problems in the
I
past? They're trying
don't
to-
know of if there's been any switch to things, but I do know from the scoops I've gotten that they are perhaps trying to bring it back to a more Comic-Con gaming tournament edge, which is where it kind of originated. I'm concerned because this was really a destination convention. This was one of the top summer conventions for people. And as I said, they've just increased prices and diminished the content. The gaming room, the video game area was excellent. They had Beatamania, they had the table flipping game, like all these great games that people love. Shut down by 9 p.m. though. Like what? I don't understand what they wanted people to do, except that they wanted to push it almost like a New York Comic Con thing, where New York Comic Con shuts down pretty early, but there's after parties and off-site events.
Yeah.
But
not like, hey, I'm going to go to Chili's and hang out for an hour. You know.
I mean, this is just not that kind of place, and it was very disconcerting. Like, late night content is something that people look forward to in anime cons, be it, granted, I do come out of that, adult oriented, hentai and whatever, and like the Media Blasters Kitty Media booth was there.
Yeah, all-night Bible study.
Yeah,
I'm familiar.
They also had a really funny, they had googly eyes on a lot of the hentai covers. It was very funny. So I was like, you could just like look at Bible Black and their eyeballs are jiggling more than other parts, but
Like, even I'm
it's
shocked at the
just-
material.
It's just disappointing to see a convention that was once like really a fun hotspot. I feel like it almost created more problems because like I was around in the Marriott on Saturday night, for example, and when I say that there were roving gangs of kids jumping from party to party, maybe they would have been in an on-site dance. The dance was also 18 plus, so if you're under 18 attending this convention with your friends, you might have 8-9 of you crammed into a room. You have nothing to do after 9 p.m. other than, let's just say trouble.
I'd love to find out that the real story behind this is that the whole community is like morphed into like a Footloose type of neighborhood.
Yeah, right? There's just a secret.
Where's bacon?
The secret informal dance. But, I mean,
thought
will
this
I
was
be
a party.
attending next year? I have to be honest. I may not attend next year. I'm thinking I have an eye on going to some new conventions. I've heard great things about Colossal Con out in Sandusky, Ohio. That one's also what's... I want to veer more toward what's called the 24-hour convention, things like CatsaCon, MagFest, for example, things that just provide content into the 2-3 a.m. slots. And
Like, you're adults, you can make it past 9. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
it's
right?
just I'm not saying have things for 15-year-olds at 3 in the morning, but a lot of conventions have 18 plus content late at night, or at least have your facilities open for people to use. And I don't know yet if this was a crackdown on the convention center side. I don't know if this is a crackdown just from the people who are security, but all I know is this, that the plaza area was dead by like 9:30, and this is a place where that's where all the fun stuff went down. And it's just interesting to see this convention be this year. When I've come
neutered,
back,
yeah.
Neutered is the excellent way to put it. I've come back previous years saying, whoa, ConnectiCon is one of the best conventions, great content, great cosplay. I even feel like cosplay was toned down this year. I just didn't see as much big quality stuff.
Yeesh, you would go for the cosplay. All right, so then with that impression and knowing what you know now, unfortunately, it seems like it may have been under new management.
I will have to find out. Unfortunately, I don't have that detail yet, but I cannot recommend this convention for coming next year as of this time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Unless something changes, price drops, something. It just really was very disappointing.
I mean, all that money you spend for not much content.
I'm just saying, jacking up the price, then
Jacking up the price,
taking it away.
significantly
Yeah,
diminished
it's
content.
a pretty logical thing to be like, this is not really something that's going to work out.
I regret that it sucked for you.
I mean, I had a
hopefully
wonderful
there's-
time, but that was on the basis of seeing my friends and having access to the people that I know and care about. But if this was my first convention, I would be very soured on the experience, I would say, given the extreme lack of content.
All right. Well, damn. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Ooh.
CTCon. Screw 'em.